Hey, how's it going? It's me, Ricky Stewart. We're in my front room for Functional Conditioning Yoga. It's good to see you all. It's good to be here to do some smart mobility. Let's do some stuff that really counts and changes the way that you understand your movement and understand your weak link to your strong links, to stuff you're good at, to stuff you're not so good at, because we need to train that stuff that we're not so good at. That is where we get better. That is where we can really improve the way that we move and the way that we can get our bodies to work. Just keep on improving. Because you've got what you turn up with. Every session, every class, every time you exercise, go for a walk or go for a run, in that very moment you have what you turn up with. And you persuade your body it's capable of just a little bit more every single time. And it's the frequency, it's building on your foundation. Your foundation is whatever you turn up with every single time. And you can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at yourself for not being able to do something, or if something feels hard. You still got what you turn up with, and that's all right. It's fine, that's what we're here for, to help you to just keep on improving just a little bit at a time. It's so important that your relationship with your exercise and your mobility work and your strength work is realistic, that you've got what you turn up with. We'll keep going on that theme of understanding what it is that we are doing. So, if you just relax your hands down, soften your shoulders down, relax your jaw, breathe in, breathe out. See if you can soften those shoulders right down. Expand the rib cage. Draw it in. That's it. So we're only breathing. Nothing else. So see if you can just keep your mind on how your stuff is working. Muscles around your belly, around your torso, are moving well. And then pull rib cage down towards your hips. So start moving just side to side. Hi Frank the cat. This is the naughtiest cat in all of land. Keep doing that side to side movement. Let's see if Frank will sit nicely. He will not, because he's the naughtiest cat I've ever known. That's it. Just keep pulling yourself side to side. And then cross your arms over your chest and see if you can rotate. Notice how my head stays facing forwards. I'm looking for this end range rotation. And this could be seen as just a little bit of moving around. Nothing much going on. You're not really changing your body when we do this. But I want you to make it like you are changing your body and changing what you can do. See, you can push a little bit harder. Find a little bit more rotation. Frank, you are the best distraction for yoga class. That's it. Just keep pushing yourself further and further around into rotation. He's not my cat. I'm just doing a bit of cat sitting. That's it. Okay, go wide feet. Let's see if you can hinge forwards and pick yourself back up. So it's only a hinge. So you're just making hips move. Your spine doesn't move one bit. And then, after doing a few of these, then we start seeing if we can unravel spine. And pick yourself back up. And then unravel spine. And pick yourself back up. It is trying to get this whole system to work well. Get to here. Coming down and back up and back up again. Get to here where your spine can't get any further, and then you feel when you have to include spinal movement. Let's just go for a couple more of these. And last one. Yes. There we go. Okay, coming up onto our feet. Let's think about this hip function. So, if you lean your shin up against here, pull heel up, drag your knee back, knee out, knee up, across, and then back. big circles. You come to fight me, Frank. If your foot gets attacked by a cat every time you come round, then maybe you're winning at yoga, because it makes me want to do this more. Frank thinks that this is an invitation to fight me. That's it. So if you can see my hips, if I put my finger either side of my hips, don't like this, they don't shift, they stay still. Frank, he's got my sock. There we go. Okay. Then let's try this other side. What did I say? It's the naughtiest cat in town. Alright, pull his knee back, knee out, rotate, bring it across and back again. Frank. I was just about to say, it looks like he's really fighting me and doesn't hurt, and then he actually did sink his teeth into my foot a little bit then. That's it. So keep finding this rotation. I don't know if you can tell, but as my knee comes back and out to the side, it's this rotation in my hip that's making this happen. So it rotates. Amazing. Okay, so let's do this. That same kind of thing for our shoulders. Let's bring it down to seated. I want you to hold your fists in front of your sofa, like this. And you just perched, go shoulders down as much as you can, forwards, up, back, and then down, forwards, up, back, and down. Your fists just kind of stay in line with the sofa, so they only go up and down. This is quite a nice way for me to make this just shoulder work. You're trying to keep your elbows really straight and then see if you can make this look fluid. Look. Shoulder cars. So these are controlled articular rotations of our shoulder. That's it. Very tempting to play with Frank the cat. This is being very playful. Let's go last one, the shoulders. Oh, it's raining heavy out there. Okay, let's get into the stretchy stuff then. So if you can put your foot up on the arm of your sofa. I'm really happy to just keep on with this and improving this shape. That is 90 degrees here, look. And if you can see, my lower back, look, is just in neutral. I'm not curled under like this, which is what happens when you don't have the mobility to get this up here. I can still explore lower back barely at that level. You're trying to get back extension, so flipping rib cage up, then hinge forwards a bit. Shoulder blades down, find this hamstring stretch, little bend in the knee. That's it. Relax your jaw. I'm going to just actually, while I'm in this, I've got my knee kind of straight, but it's not fully locked out. And I can move my patella around, my kneecap, so I can feel it just slide a little bit. So sliding side to side. That's it. It's cool. Keep hinging, and see. Can just find a little bit more out of this. So you can see I've started to roll my spine around. You can see this bit here is now stretched out. Looks neutral, or just like a normal spine, has a little bend in it here. And then as I hinge, I'm sharing that here. I'm quite happy to share that here in this instance, getting this stretch. Maybe grab hold of your foot, get more stretch. Now load this up. If you drive your heel down into the arm of your sofa, and imagine trying to drag your heel back at the same time, we'll load up this hamstring, get it stronger. Maybe use your hand to feel where that tightness is. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. And 3, 2, 1, then coming upright, then try and pick up this foot. Trying to really feel hip flexors here, groin, keep lifting, going 3, 2, 1, and sitting down, stretch. There we go. See that little transition over to the other side there? Let's do that on this side. Oh, it's really wet out, like super wet. Okay, so stretching this hamstring. I think you can see better on this side just because the light's coming in this way. What's going on here and in this. So in this stretch, I'm trying to keep this neutral spine look. I'm trying to keep that as I hinge forwards. In a little while, I'll let this stretch out as well. But in the meantime, just play with the patella, like moving your knee side to side. It should be able to kind of slide across your knee quite nicely. That's it. And see if you can hinge more. That's it. And then see if you can find this curling over, get more stretch, and see if this makes this stretch even more. Keep holding. Then start driving your heel down. Try and pull the sofa towards you. Keep pushing heel down. That's it. Keep loading this up. Going 3, 2, 1, and coming back up. And try and lift this foot from the hip flexor, trying to get air time. Doesn't matter if you get the air time or not, that isn't the goal. The goal is just to see if you can tune into the front of your body here to be able to pull on this hip flexor. So you can see a little line of tension here, look. That's it. Yes. There we go. Sorry, I can just hear my other cat meowing outside. He won't say anything because it's chucking it down. I'll get him in a sec. Alright, so bring your foot out to the side now. I'm going to do a little bit of groin work. So foot on the sofa, bring it out to the side and just try and stand up tall. So you can just use a chair, you can use a stool, an ottoman, whatever you've got, a little nest of tables, whatever you've got, you can feel this stretch down the groin here. I want you to rotate in and out of this. So your pockets kind of rotate like this. You should be able to feel that stretch just change on hip flexors. Wow. Really, really wet outside. That's it. So can you see this hip do internal, external rotation as I roll around? And this hip here is doing internal, external rotation as well. Now I want you to push this foot down and see if you can pull it towards the floor. So we're loading up groin. That's it. Keep pushing down. Keep pushing. That's it. I think my favourite yoga videos are the ones where the pets come and try and get involved. Cats, dogs, parrots, budgies, I don't mind. It entertains me greatly. The animals are kind of drawn to you while you're breathing and stretching and trying to relax, and they think it's time to play because maybe you're on the floor and things like that. So I'm still pushing this foot down, and I want you to see if you can lift this foot out to the side like this and hold it up. So you can hold the cat off the side of this foot. Frank, come on. Yes. Oh, it's exhausting, isn't it, Frank? Frank, come on. Okay, up to the side for passive stretch here, and rotate in and out of this. You roll in, roll out, roll in, roll out. Just keep breathing, getting this internal, external rotation. That's it. And then just settle into passive stretch, wherever you can get this passive stretch here in the groin. That's it. Push the big toe down on the standing foot. Just live in this stretch here on this thigh, and then slowly start loading this up. So you start pushing your foot down and kind of pulling down towards the other foot. Feel like you're loading this stuff up here. That's it. Keep pushing. Yes. see if you can balance and lift this foot up. See, I've got to lean out to the side a bit, but I'm trying to feel this stuff here around the outside of my hip. 3, 2, 1. Coming down. Cool. Okay. Let's get into some standing hamstring stretch as well. Keep going with hamstring stuff before we do some more hip stuff. So I want you to step one foot in front of the other. See how they're just kind of my toes in line with my heel, but I'm wide enough that I'm nice and sturdy. And then we try and flip rib cage up. I want you to accentuate this lumbar spine, tilt like this, and then push your hips back and keep this lumbar spine tilt. If you can see a reflection of yourself, that can be really helpful. And then explore this with hips side to side without losing this lower back stuff here. Keep pushing big toes down. Imagine trying to drag your front foot backwards, and then slowly, 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 slowly unravel. You can let your spine join in until you find this stretch here. Keep hanging out. That's it. You go fingertips down. I'm actively trying to lift my sit bones up towards the sky to lengthen the distance where this hamstring attaches. That's it. Pick yourself up halfway. Hold yourself here with flat back again. If you can refine this shape, then we're kind of winning at separating out hip function from spine function, and then drive hips all the way through. Cool. Let's go other foot. Little bend in both knees. Drag this front foot backwards a little bit. Frank. Then push hips back. And try and keep this flat back here like this. Maybe move your hips side to side a little bit. That's it. And then see if you can unravel your spine all the way down, all the way down, all the way down to the floor. That's it. Little bend in this knee. Keep holding. And pick yourself up halfway to flat back and drive hips all the way through. It's cool. And then coming down into kneeling. Let's go for cat-cow. So start with this and then unravel spine a little bit at a time to extension, and tuck your chin and unravel back up to this. Unravel your spine into extension and then lift up your head. So see how this is me kind of going one vertebra at a time. You can see it from here, starting in lumbar spine, up into thoracic spine, into neck, then neck, thoracic spine, lumbar spine, that. Keep moving slow. Last one. Yes. Cool. And let's see some hip stuff. Let's do a seated upright hip stretch. So I'll show you the easy version first, is to have your right leg outstretched, left foot goes over the top of that thigh. Your right hand comes over your thigh, your other hand goes behind you. You pull this knee across your body, and then you try and rotate your chest, looking for the stretch down the outside of this hip here. Just rotate around as much as you can, and hold this here for a bit. That's it. I think it's just off screen when I'm getting mauled to death by a black and white cat. That's it. Keep holding this rotation. I kind of like this position to be able to feel my breath, because my rib cage is pressing against my thigh. That's it. Then unravel. Straighten out this leg. And swap to the other leg. Put your hand this thigh, hand behind you, rotate, shoulders down. So you're pulling this knee across your body. Going to go into a further hip stretch. This is kind of us just working out how to get rotation in our thoracic spine. Shoulders down, feel some breathing. Feel this stretch around the outside of your hip. That's it. Cool. Brilliant. And then unravel that. Let's lie down onto our backs. And we are after now. One foot on the floor, ankle on your thigh, push this knee away from you. If you bring it back and push it away, bring it back and push it away. We need to keep the other hip kind of stable here. In fact, let's try a little glute bridge from here. So if you can push your hip up, back down, hips up, back down. You're kind of tensing bum muscles, squeezing bum cheeks together, getting this stretch down the outside of this hip. That's it. And then last one. Perfect. And then pull this shin in towards you. Get this hand and scoop it underneath your calf. Grab hold of your knee. Drop down into this. Maybe you can kind of rock side to side a little bit here, where you can feel this stretch down the outside of your hip. That's it. Okay. Keep holding. We're just kind of hanging out in this stretch here. It needs to be long enough that we kind of elicit a change and elicit adaptation from your body. Maybe load this up. So if you start pushing your ankle that way, so you're pushing your ankle into your thigh, so you're feeling this muscle load up. Keep loading it up so you can get that shin close to your chest as you load it up. Drop this foot down, pull the shin in, take your hands away, and just own this. It's this turn of this hip. Keep holding, going 3, 2, 1, and drop down. And swap legs. Putting this ankle onto your thigh. And pull this in. So your hand scoops underneath your calf, so you can grab hold of your knee, grab hold of the other knee, and drop back. Shoulders down, away from ears. Maybe rock side to side, just a little bit. And try and feel how these tiny changes, I'm barely moving, but I can tell that the changes that I'm making are changing the lines of tension in my hip. So these little specifics that I like kind of leaning into, it connects me to my movement. It connects me to what it is that I'm trying to do. That's it. Now load this up. Push your ankle into your thigh. Thigh into ankle. And slowly take away. Load this up. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1. And then roll it up. And back into seated. Let's go soles of the feet together. Like this. I want you to do foot stuff now, toe mobility. Are my toes in picture? I can't tell if they are. Okay, big toes down and try and lift your toes, big toes away from each other. Big toes touch, come away from each other. Big toes touch and come away from each other. And see if you can spread those toes out. So your big toes are kind of tapping towards each other. It's like your hands are doing your thumb. God damn it, come on, words. So your feet are like this, thumbs away from each other, thumbs back, thumbs away from each other, thumbs back. Big toe away from each other, bring it back, and the rest of the fingers stay connected. Rest of the toes stay connected. If you're struggling to follow me over those last 4 sentences, I don't blame you. That's it. A couple more. Yes. Then try lifting all the toes away from each other. That's it. we go. Then pushing knees down. So getting this little stretch in the groin here. Do a little bit of pails and rails here as well. By the way, I've got my back against the sofa. I'm quite happy to do this sat in free space, but this is much nicer. It means that I can do a little focus on this, which is way better for me. So pushing down towards the floor. And trying to let go, trying to let this stretch happen here. But really kind of tune in, because I feel myself gripping back onto it, like I can't let this happen. But I can let it happen if I let it happen. You can just pick up and soften. Especially tight on this left side for me. There we go. Okay. Then we're going to try and fight out of it. So I want your knees to push towards each other, but your hands or your fists push down. You load this up. Keep loading up. Keep pulling knees towards each other. Breathing. Keep loading this up. Going 3, 2, 1. Palms underneath your knees. And then push down towards the floor. Keep pushing down. 3, 2, 1. And then back into passive stretch. Oh, that's tight. Perfect. Let's see then if we can get back up onto the sofa. Hands on your knees. Move around a little bit. And just soften. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue, maybe let your eyes close. Come back to just breathing again. That's it. Bring palms together. Thumb to forehead, tuck your chin and roll forwards. So you can drop your head as low as you can. And coming up. Namaste. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope it's not as ridiculously wet as it is here in Scarborough. I hope you get a cute little cat attacking your feet as well. All right, I'll see you all very soon. Bye everyone. Bye.